Design. At the wedding scene, I could feel that Edward had feeling like a mixed feeling, like a nervous, but it's super happy. So have you ever had kind of similar experience? Super nervous, but super happy?
Yeah, I mean, a lot. I mean, I think it's whenever, I think pretty much whenever you're really genuinely happy, you're also kind of terrified that it's like, you're kind of out of control, so you're always a little bit nervous. I think that's the perfect level of happiness when you're kind of terrified at the same time. But yeah, I think I felt that, yeah, many times.
When did you have this kind of feeling recently?
God, I can't even think. It's kind of lame, but I was like walking around in Paris the other day, and that's a terrible idea. That doesn't work at all. I can't remember a specific example, sorry.
Hi, Robert. You've done all these huge franchise films like Potter and obviously Twilight. What do you like doing, really? Like the independent little film, or do you like the big films? You know, are you gunning for Harrison Ford's record or doing every franchise that's out there? Or, you know, do you see yourself as an action star? What's next for you?
I don't know. I mean, I really approach things almost the exact same way. I mean, until you're really on the set, smaller movies are great because you don't have to argue with so many people all the time. But really, I kind of like arguing, so there's a balance either way. But I mean, with independent movies, it's nice to see when a director. Sorry, I just noticed your dog. I'm boring him to sleep. Yeah, there's like it's nice to see a director who's kind of so pleased that I mean, it's so rare when someone's giving someone the money to do something, then they let them do it. I just worked with David Cronenberg, and just to see him, he's left alone by everyone. Because, I mean, obviously he's proved himself time and time again, but I mean, it's really strange. I've never really worked with someone with absolutely no pressure from anywhere else apart from themselves and from the environment which they've chosen to work in. And it's kind of nice to know that the pressure is not caused by compromises or anything like that. It's just, you know, they've taken responsibility on themselves, and it's really up to them to make it what they want, and people get a lot more pleasure out of it than, you know, having to sometimes give up a lot just because there's so much money involved or something like that, or you're working on a franchise or something like that when you're trying to. You have to think about the audience, and you have to think about the previous movies and blah blah blah. It's a different thing in some ways.
You've talked a little bit about wanting to get back into music at some point. I'm curious if you've been recording anything, if music is a priority still for you. Can you sort of talk about that?
Yeah. I mean, I record stuff a lot, but I don't know if I don't know. There's something about doing movies. I can handle the criticism because you can always blame it on someone else. There's hundreds of people to blame it on. But with music, I mean, as soon as you put something out there, you're basically. I mean, really as well, because everyone judges it. If you're an actor and you've kind of made some money and stuff, you're basically only putting an album out there for people to judge it. And I don't necessarily want people to judge it nor care what they say, but also I know that if I put an album out, the day it comes out I'm going to be on the internet looking at stuff and I'll probably shoot myself. So I don't know if it's worth shooting myself over.
Is there a possibility of you putting it out under an alias or another name?
I mean, I kind of like the idea of that, but I don't know. It's also very embarrassing if you get caught.
Hey Ron, over here. Angela Dawson, Entertainment Newswire. I wanted to ask you about, you guys were immortalized earlier today, and I just wanted to find out how do you feel about having your handprints, footprints, I'm not sure which ones you did, probably both. How do you feel about that? And can you remember the first time, your first experience here in Hollywood and what it was like for you? And what does this mean, this mean to you today?
It's kind of great. I mean, I stayed at the Magic Castle like the first few times I stayed. I came to LA when I was like 17. And I used to walk down there all the time and kind of had no idea that Hollywood Boulevard looked the way that it does and stuff. But I mean, and that was totally unemployable and everything. I mean, it wasn't even in the realm of anything, any kind of understanding. And it still isn't, I mean, at all. I mean, I don't really feel like I've even done it. So, I mean, I feel like, I don't know, there's just this wave that happened and I'm just on it. And I don't know, I've never really had any kind of, it's difficult. I feel like I'm going to feel the personal connection in like 20 years from now. I mean, I feel like now it's just all part of the same thing. I mean, I was kind of embarrassed when I did it because I messed it up and I like stood on my own handprint and stuff. The one handprint was just like messed up. But it's, I mean, it's incredible. It's like, it represents something amazing, and it's kind of, I think it's totally ridiculous, and it's, I don't know. I don't even know how to feel about it. It's just kind of mind blowing.
This is the last question, guys. This is it.
Rob, hi. Elizabeth Sneed with the Hollywood Reporter. You and several of the cast members experienced a very elaborate, extravagant wedding. Did you talk with any of your cast members about whether or not you guys would ever want to have one of those in your own life, or if you wouldn't want an elaborate wedding?
I don't know. I mean, it's kind of, it does seem like a bit of a hassle. It is. I don't know. I was just doing an interview with Chris, and she kind of got all annoyed with me for saying that the groom's element of, I mean, the groom's role in the wedding is basically just as a prop. You just and you kind of, I mean, even playing the part, you kind of realize, like, I mean, it's such a clear indication of whose day it is when you're standing at one end of the aisle and the entire congregation is looking at you, and you're in the same suit as every other guy in the same suit, just kind of waiting there. And she's in a princess dress walking down. I mean, it's really just, I mean, any guy who tries to get involved in organizing a wedding or even has an opinion of what the wedding should be, then they're kind of ridiculous. I mean, it's really, it's you know, it's whatever your wife decides to do.
So that's a no?
What, doing a fancy one?
Yeah.
I mean, I really don't mind. I mean, it's kind of, I just don't want to have to wear a silly outfit. I mean, that's the only thing that you have to think of.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks very
Cool.
much,
Thank you
everybody.
so much.
Okay.